Well, tonight we are talking about all about personal injuries. Of course, Kirby is an expert in that area, so if you have a call or a question, give us a call, 855-LAW-1955, 855-529-1955. Kirby, wanted to ask you about class action lawsuits.
Sure.
Folks hear about those all the time, dealing with different situations. How do they work? How does one become a part of that? Are they legitimate? Is
Yes.
the question.
We handle class actions, have for years. So let me tell you a little bit about them. The reason we have class actions is because if you have something that happens to you that may be such that it wouldn't be enough of a wrong for you to bring an action on your own, but it still is something that happened that was wrong and that it spread out over a multitude of people. So when you have what we call numerosity, a lot of people who have had the same thing happen to them, then rather than 1,000 individual lawsuits, which would be extraordinarily expensive and burdensome on the court system, you can consolidate those into a lawsuit where you have a representative plaintiff whose problems were similar to all of the rest of the people in the class. Now, in what we call Rule 23 class, a normal class action, you don't really have to do anything. If you are part of that group of people that were affected by this action, then you don't have to do anything. You'll get notice of the class, and you can stay in the class, and if there is a resolution, then you will be part of the class and part of that class settlement. You do have the option of what we call opting out of a class action. If you look at the class and go, you know, I'd rather do this on my own, I'd rather have my own lawsuit, then you can send a form in to the class administrator to let them know, I'm going to handle my own case. That's not usually advisable, but it's something that you can do.
So how does that get started? So if I feel like there's an issue, do I come to you as an attorney and say, I want to start a class action and I've got these people, or do I want you to find these people? How does that work?
90%, probably more than 90% of the time, somebody just brings a problem to us. They're not thinking about a class action. They don't really know about class actions. They just come and say, hey, look at this on my on my cable bill.
Okay.
I don't really know what this charge is.
Okay.
So we investigate that and we go, wow, that charge shouldn't be there.
Oh, okay.
They shouldn't be charging you for that.
Okay.
That's the perfect scenario for a class because you've got someone that's being charged something that they shouldn't be being charged for.
Okay.
Often it wouldn't be enough to bring a lawsuit.
Okay.
Right? Maybe you're getting billed an extra $10 a month that you shouldn't be. But you can take that, and if you've got a company servicing thousands and thousands of people, and that's a lot of money to the company.
Absolutely, yes.
So you can take that, and what we'll do is see that and go, well, this is probably ripe for a class action because it's the same wrong being done to a lot of people.
Yes.
And it's something that we can prove and show, and then you just file that at that point as a class action. And there's a certain way you file that in the court system to trigger it being a class action, and then you just go from there.
And I can attest that you may not even know you're a part of that suit because I received a check and I was like, I don't know if this is legit. It was a nice sized check, but it was, and I didn't even know I was a part of this class action lawsuit. Of course, called to make sure, the company to make sure it was legitimate and not a scam, but
You were probably sent some form of notice that may have not gotten to you somehow.
Okay.
But we do send notices out in class actions.
Okay.
And then, throughout the class, sometimes we'll send out something updating everybody on the way it's going.
Okay.
But you usually you will receive a notice of some kind.
Okay.
Because that's what gives you the opportunity to opt out.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But then if you just remain in the class, and at some point, if it's successful,
you'll get something. And these can reach across the country. It may not be just your area. It could be nationwide.
We've had them all over the country. We've had nationwide classes, several of them.
Excellent. I just want to talk about that because that's something that folks individually may be a part of and just want more information about. So thank you for that.
Sure.